All right. So I was uh I was driving home, and I stopped at a red light, and I was just flipping through my phone, and I saw this thing pop up on the feed. It ain't gonna be too long, and it was of that of Master P. I said, "Well, what Master P got going on at this time of morning?" And it spoke on how Master P's daughter had died. And I said, "Damn, what happened?" And the young woman died at 29 years old. She died at 29. And he asked for, he said, "Could y'all just please be respectful and give my people, give my family privacy?" Okay. And I can understand that a father and one who has lost their children before, so my heart goes out to Mr. Miller and the Miller family. My heart goes out to them. And we got to understand when people try to give you a lifeline of protection, we got to heed the warning. And he was honest. He was like, "My daughter lost a fight to mental health and substance abuse." I'm just pick up some trash. And they're gonna say, "Oh, well, what did he not do?" And I said, "Hold on now. I had to go do some research into this." You see, Tatiana, just call it TyTy. TyTy wanted to be cool and keep up with the Joneses. She was enjoying the liquor, the alcohol, and all the drugs. And her father and her brother tried to pull her aside and put her in rehab. Listen, you need to go. Look at all these other um churn or other celebrity kids that are getting jacked up. TyTy was telling him, "No, no, daddy." And if y'all don't, let me make sure I drop it in there. You gotta drop it in there for y'all. There's the video. So they were well aware about her issues. They were well aware about this. And see, this is the thing about it. When you're told, when a lot of people are hard headed and don't want to listen to wisdom. Now, this woman had two men. They weren't bashing her. They weren't cussing at her. She came from a good home and a good stock. And they were trying to tell her, "Listen, all that drinking and foolishness, you need to go to rehab. You need to go get help." And see, the thing about it, when it comes to substance abuse and mental health, a lot, some there's a lot of people who think that they got it. They might have a good day, maybe a good week, just feeling good and feeling themselves. And Master P has been in the game for a long time, from poverty to riches. And he said, listen, a lot of people swear up and down and they got it, but they don't. And this is from a father who loves his child and say, baby, you fighting the wrong enemy. I'm trying to tell you, your greatest enemy is yourself. And sadly, this young lady, beautiful woman, lost her life. And see, the thing about it, Sally, people can come from a good stock, good home, and have protection, and still perish. They can still perish. And you'll have it where some people will say, well, he coulda, shoulda, woulda. Listen, there's been plenty of people who come from good homes and still done foolishness, still go to jail, still do drugs. Now, this man tried to save his child. She had two men in her lives, but this woman still chose to do what she did. And I know some of y'all are going to try to redact and deflect and say, there he go, he bashing women. No, this is not bashing. This is warning. This is warning for those of y'all who cannot heed that of wisdom and protection. See, some people have to learn the hard way. Trust me, I was young and dumb. And some people are going to go and say, you know what? But she told her daddy, I don't want to go. She told her brother said, listen, I got a lot of friends who think they got it like that. And see, a lot of people, you got it where a lot of people believe that money makes the problems go away. Certain type of status, shout out to a the faith factor, and CK. Some people believe that if I have money, car, clothes, jewelry, all kind of stuff, that brings about a certain type of class. But all it does is bring up more money, more problems. And so this woman, she had access probably to some drugs and some lines of connection some of y'all could never dream. And her daddy was saying, listen, baby, I'll put you in rehab. And see, sometimes we fight against that of wisdom because we think that we know, like, it is okay, but I was there. I was there at one time where my mom and my daddy couldn't tell me nothing. My daddy trying to tell me, listen, son, you don't want that type of smoke. Man, old man, you don't get what you talking about. But he did. He did. Here you have it where two seasoned men are telling their woman that they care about and love, listen, you got some problems. And see, we're seeing a lot of this stuff going on with a lot of young people. A lot of young people and I'm just being honest, I'm not beating up on you, some of you women, but it's showing. Don't worry, it's already showing with the men. Actually just showing with people in general. Now, ladies, if you have a man giving you some honest wisdom, heed his warning. Heed his warning. Y'all may not like hearing it. Y'all might think, oh, here we go speaking and talking about, well, these men. No, I'm talking to y'all women. Listen, heed the warning of a man saying stuff and telling you, like, listen, you don't want that kind of energy. You don't want that smoke. This young woman is dead at the age of 29. That girl didn't even live over 30. In other words, she didn't see or do nothing. She didn't even get to live. I'm not even sure she had kids. And see, there are more people like her that they're not in poverty. They're not broke. They're not hurting for nothing, but they have some mental demon that they are dealing with, and they're thinking that they can fill it up with doing whatever, smoking and drinking, sex, social media, whatever type of thing that they can to hide or get away from their pain. And no matter what y'all say or do, it ain't gonna fulfill that gap or that void. It's not. That's why y'all see mental health issues is on the rise. Look at these people on social media now. Look how mentally sick they are. Y'all see people and see a lot of y'all think this is a game. A lot of y'all think these talking points of social media. Listen, man, that's no more than a distraction of some type of addiction that some of y'all are dealing with or on, and y'all don't want to face the problem y'all got going on. Now that woman had her daddy in her life, and I know Master P loved his daughter. Master P loved his children very much and his grandchildren. I just wish TyTy had listened to her daddy. All her daddy was saying was, "Listen, man, you got to slow down with what you're doing. You got to stop what you're doing." And Sally, we have it where sometimes a lot of these younger people don't want to heed the word. What's going on TV? A lot of these people do not want to heed the warnings of wisdom. They don't want to heed the warnings, man. This is why a lot of these younger people, the older people, are burying the younger people. And I can tell you right now, it's not going to get any better. You're going to see a lot more. And it is sad, but it's happening. That woman told her brother that, hey, I want to be with my friends. I want to do this. I want to do that. And he was trying to tell her sister that no, you think that being out there in them streets is going. And see, that's the thing about that. See, that's the thing about it. A lot of y'all need to understand, man. Chasing the streets don't do nothing but get you killed. I've never seen nobody ever beat the streets. I've never seen nobody who has raised and praised and doggone tried to validate that of the street culture. this type of indoctrination of buffoonery, they don't live very long. They don't. A lot of these young men die on the street. A lot of these young women get ravaged and destroyed by the streets. The streets have no friend. That's why I never understood when people say I love the streets. I love the world. The world can't love you back, baby. Mm-mm. But it sure can use you like a cigarette and smoke you and throw you away. And see, that was Sally. That was what happened to this young woman. Now I know some of y'all gonna say, "Well, BMT, this ain't respectful of her." I am being respectful of her because I'm using her. I'm using her legacy. Whether we agree or disagree, she could still be alive today if she had got the proper help she needed. Now I put the story in there where her daddy and her brother are talking to her. They knew about her issues. But she did not want to receive. Again, you can't force nobody into rehab. Y'all do know that, right? You can't force nobody into rehab unless they are in mortal danger of doing something crazy, and then from there you can you can uh you can try to commit them, but it has to be something crazy. Like if it's something like substance abuse, and I'm just going off of what I know, so don't hold me to it. But if somebody's drinking, they're going to ask that person, "Do you feel like you need to come on in? What's going on, Mano?" Like Mano always has to remind me, like, share, and subscribe, and y'all support the video. Listen, man, there's a lot of people that have substance abuse problems, and sometimes when you want to get them the help, but they have to want to receive the help. You want to help them, but they themselves have to want to receive the help. They have to want to get better. You can fall on your knees and cry and pray and weep. You can be a good parent, put them in the best schools, but at the end of the day, these people are going to do what they want to do. Some of y'all, young men, some of y'all women, y'all need to heed the words of wisdom. Not this foolishness about that life of being in the streets and smoking and drinking and selling your body and doing all that foolishness and stupid stuff y'all be talking about on social media. See, that's the enemy. That's some kind of ulterior motive of, well, yeah, go ahead and kill yourself. These same people will tell you to do all this stupid stuff, and they'll be the main ones. They won't even show up to your own damn funeral. And if they do, they just show up there just to mock you and talk shit. I be watching these fools in the chat tell people to do all this crazy stuff. Yeah, girl, go and get you this type of man. Yeah, dog, go ahead and live this type of life. They will tell you to sue us to commit seppuku on your life, just to see how far you will push yourself off the cliff. And see, you know your real friends will try to stop you, try to talk to you. See, I could say John is my real friend because when I had some dark moments in my life, John called me and said, "Brother, how you doing? Are you okay? Do you need to take a break from YouTube?" Yes, I do. Okay, come on. Don't worry about it. I've had Kelly and Mo check up on me. Brother D Darrell. I've had shout out to Faith, Mahogany. I've even had MOT and all of the co-hosts of BMT, from Jay, Healthy, Charity, Mobile. Hmm? I have an amazing support team. And when we start feeling each other starting to waver, we start pulling each other aside. If I didn't say y'all name, y'all know I love y'all. Sorry, it's late. It's late. But I have a good support team that knows to pull my butt aside and say, "Hey, stop." And I'm a grown man. So I would say the same to y'all. Heed the warning of wisdom. Stop thinking that you invincible. We have this thing called, it's no different than when Cain asked God, "Am I my brother's keeper?" What God told him, "Yes, you are." You should have no problem checking and seeing about, hey, and brother's keeper means is holding accountability. When you see something and you say, "Hey, that's not what we need to do." But some people don't want and do not respect that. TyTy did not respect the protection that was being given to her. She felt she was immortal. And sometimes, like my mama and my daddy will always say, if you can't hear, then you can feel. And sadly, sometimes when people feel, it's too late. They have to deal with the consequences of their action. And sometimes the consequences, they play for keep. And now I've been blessed and lucky that a few times, whoo, boy, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, boy. What's that church song? Somebody pray for me, had me on their mind. See, that's an old song that if any of my family hear that song, I bet you they'll start singing it. Because see, I had a grandma and good loved ones around me that literally they were literally about that. They're like, "Hey, come on, no, but grandma, I'm good. No, you come with me to church. Say what y'all ever got to say. Call me church boy. I don't care. But you know what? Sometimes being in that building with them kept me alive. Sometimes going to do those little jobs with my daddy kept me alive. Oh yes, my daddy said, "Hey, come on. I'd rather you be out here and cutting grass than up there cutting bricks and selling drugs." And my daddy meant that. He meant that. Your hands may be dirty and oily, but guess what? The money's clean. You ain't got to look over your shoulder, son. You don't owe nobody. So when my father or my mother or anybody was giving me wisdom, if I didn't listen, I had to heed the consequences of my actions. And I had to deal with that. And I didn't always get out unscathed. I'm sorry that the young woman did not get to live. And I'm hoping that other people who hear this, that that y'all will like and share and pass this on. Even if you dislike it, you can't say what I'm saying is saying it out of maliciousness or hatred. I'm not bashing nobody, But I do want it to be known that literally we do have a problem here. We do have issues in our community where some people feel you can't tell them nothing. They will challenge and fight you to the bitter end, even if it means that they will die. Men telling you women, put on some clothes, cover yourself up. That's not them trying to control you, but that is a form of protection. I know some people say, well, hold on now, BMT. Now, and I know y'all gonna find the exception. You always do. But I'm using out of that of protection and logic of a man that cares about that of the stability and safety of his people. No different than a woman who cares about that of the viable safety of her son, men, man, husband, boyfriend, whatever that you may be to that woman. A woman is going to tell you off her intuition what she sees that you may not see. Ooh, baby, I wouldn't mess with her. Watch out for that. Hey, I wouldn't even deal with that person. Something seems funny about it. I try to let y'all know, man. Wisdom comes from all sides, but it's up to that of the person to heed that wisdom. And sometimes other wisdom can be acquired by watching other people. See, that was one way I gained wisdom. I watched older people and people who either succeeded or failed, but I watched them. I observed them and I saw what they did and I capitalized on it. So when they said, "Well, dang, BNT, how'd you learn that?" I watch. See, that's the thing interesting about children. Children will watch, and they'll start to replicate and mimic certain stuff that they see. Now, I'm not saying that she didn't learn it from somebody, but she definitely tried to replicate it, and she definitely learned the hard way that hey, I could beat this. Her daddy was like, "You can't beat this, baby, but we can try to help you get away from this." Mm-hmm. Now I know some people trying to, how dare you? I'm just a messenger. That's all I am. Now I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Y'all probably will see more of these type of things. This is she's not the first one, and she's not the only one. You'll see more. They'll probably do a video or something like that about being aware of substance abuse and all that stuff. And see, it's just like Abraham told the rich man. There's plenty of prophets already out there doing my work. There's plenty of things already going on that literally you could be privy to and actually learn from. I mean, I'm just trying to let y'all know. Uh, Unless you're going to take the context of my message and misconstrue it. But hey, I say it out of love. Y'all have a good morning. Take care. Peace.